The man, the myth, the legend, the Punisher is back in the MCU, but what about Karen and Foggy? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we just got confirmation that Jon Bernthal is coming back to play Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, in Disney Plus's Daredevil Born Again. Now this is incredible news. I'm so excited. I had a feeling he'd be coming back because he's such a titular character in the Marvel Universe, and Marvel is kind of not really running out of heroes to show in their movies and shows, but this is a stable that we need to see integrated in the main MCU. And he's back. Jon Bernthal plays this character so perfectly, and I cannot believe that we're actually going to get to see him on screen again with Charlie Cox as Daredevil and with Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin. So many different scenarios are popping into my head. Who is this character going to get to meet? Are we going to finally see a team up between Daredevil, Spider-Man, and the Punisher? Will these characters be able to show up in bigger movies like Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty? I really hope so. The Hollywood Reporter posted this article that confirmed his return, but they also mentioned some unfortunate news, but I don't think we should read too much into it just yet. That news being that Karen Page and Foggy Nelson from the Netflix series, their actors might not be returning. Does this mean that there's a possible recast? Maybe. Do I want that to happen? Not at all. These characters are super important to Daredevil's origin and his history, and is kind of one of the main reasons we love the character and his show so much from the Netflix series. Now, while their article does state that they have not been listed on the roll call, this isn't really too much of a cause for an alarm. Why? Because, well, they just started shooting this week. The show just started shooting, and they're going to be shooting for 9 months. If these two actors aren't on roll call for day one, that's not necessarily a big red flag. I think it's super important to have them in this show, and I really hope that the same actors return just for continuity purposes. I mean, you're bringing back Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, and now Jon Bernthal. You've got to bring back Karen and Foggy. Now, in 2 weeks, I'm going to my first con, and I'm actually going to get to meet Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, so maybe I'll ask them. Sure, they won't tell me anything, but I can try. This situation kind of reminds me of the whole Thanos quote from Infinity War, a small price to pay for salvation. We're getting Jon Bernthal back as the Punisher, which is a huge win, but at the expense of the actors who played Karen and Foggy maybe not returning. Another thing that this article pointed out is the fact that Jon Bernthal said he wouldn't come back to the role of the Punisher unless it was dark and it was similar to what he did in the Daredevil series. He said you have to honor this character, you have to honor the character and its fans and the years of history of comics and adaptations, etc. He didn't want to do it if they were going to dumb it down and make it PG, so this gives me hope that this series is going to be more adult and possibly the most adult thing that the MCU has done to date. The possibilities are endless. We're getting the street level team that I've been wishing for forever. We're going to have Daredevil, Spider-Man, Frank Castle, Kingpin. I mean, this is going to be nuts. And I think this is a good thing because the MCU has gone cosmic for a long time now. And I think reeling it back into the street level and doing some sort of down-to-earth stuff would be really good for it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Does the return of Frank Castle excite you at the expense of Karen and Foggy may not being in it? Or are you just excited that the Punisher is going to be in the MCU officially? I know I'm super excited, and I don't think you should be too worried at this point if Karen and Foggy are returning, because we have so much more time to find out more about this show. We barely know anything about plot, etc. We know that Echo is actually going to be leading into this show, and I've got a feeling that she is probably going to pop up in this series as well. As always, please leave a like and subscribe. It's free, and I will see you all very soon.